So normally the Phantom 4 or any of the Phantom series or the Inspire series have a GPS built into the Phantom. Now the GPS is used to kind of like stabilize the Phantom. So it's not going to move if there's like all this wind blowing around. In addition to the GPS, there's also a 3-axis gimbal that stabilizes the image mechanically, not just visually. So cool about the fact that, you know, we're inside this giant warehouse that they're available is that we have this vision positioning system. If you can take a look, there's these 2 black dots underneath the Phantom, and that's those are sonar sensors detecting patterns on the ground up to 30 feet up in the air. So inside this giant warehouse, you don't need satellites, you don't need GPS for it to work. Just with that, it's like flying indoor GPS. And what that means is, if I'm 30 miles per hour wind from the left, blowing all the way to the right, I'm going to let go without touching the joystick. It's going to go back to its original position. I'm so confident in that technology that I'm going to set this down right here. I'm going to do that one more time. So here we go. Once again, 30 miles per hour, 40, 50 miles per hour wind, it's going to go back to its original position. That's the vision positioning system. It not only works in its x-axis, but also altitude goes right back up. So let me lower it a little bit because I am going to toss it really high. In fact, I'm going to jump. Then it goes right back down. It also knows what position it's supposed to be at. Right there. What's really cool about the Phantom 4 is that it's an intelligent drone. And by intelligent, I mean that it's capable of not just self-stabilizing, but it also has a feature called active track. With a built-in camera, it's able to detect patterns. So it can actually detect me, and it can follow me without me wearing a band or anything. It can learn what I look like, how I move. If I crouch and turn into a ball, it will know that's still me, and it can follow me flying at 45 miles per hour. And speaking of 45 miles per hour, we enabled a mode called sports mode. With drone racing becoming a popular sport these days, our normal Phantoms were only enabled, or Phantom 3s were only available for to go up to 25 miles per hour. But now with bigger motors and a little bit of software tweaking, we are able to go 45 miles per hour. Oh, I am not going to do that in here because we're in a confined space. Now with sports mode, you actually still have GPS enabled. It's not like, you know, the product before where you want to enable the fastest speed of your product. You have to go into attitude mode. With attitude mode here, let me go into attitude mode. It's going to start drifting with the wind and not use GPS to stabilize its x-axis. Like now, for example, it's just going to keep on going and going and going until I enable GPS, and now it's going to stop. So in sports mode, you get 45 miles per hour, and it's self-stabilized, making it really simple to fly. I want to show that thing one more time. So once again, if I'm 45 miles per hour wind, just thrusting, just throwing, the Phantom is actually going to fly at 30 miles per hour to the left to maintain its position. I'm going to plug this HDMI cable in. Let me know if you guys see a picture on those monitors, 1 and 2. Yeah? No? Well, in that case, I'm going to move on to the next thing. I want to talk a little bit about this camera here. So not only is it super stable with the help of GPS and the 3-axis gimbal, but it also has a 4K resolution, 4024 by 2160 at 24 frames per second. If you want to do UHD, Ultra HD at 3840 by 2160, You get 2398, 24.00, 2997, and 30 frames per second. All industry standard frame rates. Now if you want to go slow motion, that's what's really cool about this. You get 120 frames per second at 1080p. The camera records on an H.264 codec on the micro SD card on board. Now if you're flying 1.5 miles away from your original spot, yes, I did say 1.5 miles away because it can't fly that far, you are still able to stream, you're still able to stream a 720p signal straight to your iPad, your iPhone, iPad Pro, iPad Mini, and of course all Android devices. Once again, 720p and still able to get all camera controls, such as your ISO, your shutter, white balance, frame rate, resolution.
Okay, this is Joe Ippolito reporting for Sync Media Network. We are going to look at some of the other drone manufacturers. The Phantom 4 is outstanding. It can go over 45 miles an hour, and we'll check back with some other different drone products.